The average apartment in the tower costs $5.6 million. We have the best views, most advanced security systems, but you know what these people are really buying?
White neighbors?
Us, the staff, that pay for our full and undivided attention 7 days a week.
More stars gather together for our next film than they do for a constellation. Hello there everyone, and thank you for tuning in once again to the website realscreenreviews.com. I am movie critic Nick Iacobucci, and our next movie review is Tower Heist. This action comedy opened on November 4th, 2011, and it stars a bunch of people. Let's see, there's Ben Stiller, Eddie Murphy, Michael Pena, Tia Leoni, Casey Affleck, Matthew Broderick, Judd Hirsch, and Alan Alda. Tower Heist comes to us from director Brett Ratner, the director of the Rush Hour trilogy, Red Dragon, and X-Men: The Last Stand. Now this time out he teams with nothing short of a truckload of on-screen talent to try and bring us a solid dose of laughs and thrills. This story tells of multi-billion-dollar swindler that has managed to pull off the perfect crime. What mogul Arthur Shaw has also done is take the staff at his New York City high-rise for everything that they were worth. What he never counted on, however, was that this bunch of misfits, led by Ben Stiller's Josh Kovacs, well, that they would band together and try and swindle the swindler. They enlist the help of Slide, portrayed by Eddie Murphy, and put into motion a plan to steal $20 million from the smug and arrogant tyrant. Before this tale comes to a close, we will have the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and Steve McQueen's Ferrari all factoring into this big job in the Big Apple. And will the anti-Danny Ocean crew find as much luck as he did in Las Vegas? Well, people, I've often said when you have this much talent put together to make a movie, how could you really make a bad one? I'm happy to say that this time they didn't. The ensemble cast worked together as a team, and that alone helped this film immensely. Even though Ben Stiller and Eddie Murphy have more lead roles than the rest, they more than give way for each actor to shine. Every supporting player gets clear moments to flex their comedy muscles, and most often do, and never throughout the feature do they try and upstage one another. The cast is smart enough to let everybody be humorous, and by not being greedy with the screen time, they allow the entire movie to be funnier rather than to have it rely on a one-man Jim Carrey show. Tower Heist is fast-paced and a fun story to be part of, but those only pick up the slack to the very solid cast that holds this film together. Now, one of the film's best aspects, and what makes any movie work, is a very credible villain. Alan Alda is at his devilishly best as this Mr. Madoff tycoon, and you just out and out hate the guy. He steals from people when he already knows that he is failing, and he uses that money only to keep up appearances. I've always liked Alan Alda, and you could see that he was really having a very fun time in this very small but effective role. Then Eddie Murphy shows up in true 48 Hours fashion, being introduced once again in a jail cell. He soon becomes the fast-talking and trash-talking mentor of this new criminal crew, and Mr. Murphy proves that he can still bring solid laughs to a big movie. Now, I just wish that someone could write an entire movie without spots of ridiculousness that always seem to find their way into an end of a movie just like this one. During the climax of Tower Heist, I found myself asking, was this really the best you could think of? I mean, the whole script was clever and original enough almost the whole time, and then it loses a step right at the end. Now, it never attains the over-the-top absurdity of the Green Hornet or the Three Musketeers, but the standard bits and the cliched moments really hurt this film on a whole. I guess that I could say that I just maybe expected a little bit more, but I wasn't at all disappointed by the end result. I also felt the movie provided some spots of very big laughs. There is an initiation segment of shoplifting at the mall, as well as a discussion on who's a lesbian at the workplace that are stand out. The film, I thought, worked on many levels, and I couldn't have been more surprised by just how entertaining I thought it was. It works as a comedy, a heist flick, a buddy film, and it was just easy to like this movie in general. At 1 hour and 45 minutes, Tower Heist really didn't feel anywhere near that in length, and it clipped right along with all of its fun and humor. It manages to throw a lot of characters and stories at us, but it never sways too far from what it set out to do in the first place. It mixes a few surprises, big laughs, and solid entertainment for just about the whole running time, and for most of that you'll probably have a smile on your face. I enjoyed this feature more than I expected to, and I can easily give it a more than favorable 3 stars out of 4, and remember people, I'm not always right, but only when it comes to the movies, and thank you very much for your attention.
Bad idea, right? That's it. I don't want you talking to me for the rest of the robbery.
First thing you do, you gotta find the entry point. You gotta use your fingers when you find the entry point. You married?
No, I ain't married. What's up?